trust. Because without trust, you're not really leading a team, you're managing tasks. And there's a huge difference. You can assign work, create schedules, hold meetings, track metrics. But if your team doesn't trust you, they'll do the minimum. They'll hold back, avoid difficult conversations, keep concerns to themselves, and you'll never get the best version of your team. Trust is what allows people to fully engage. Trust is what allows accountability to exist without resentment. Trust is what creates a culture where people feel safe enough to speak up, grow, and perform at a higher level. And here's what I've learned over the years. Trust is not built through one big moment. It's built through hundreds of small moments. It's built through consistency, what you say, what you do, how you show up every single day. I remember early in my leadership journey thinking that trust came from having all the answers, that if I could solve enough problems, fix enough issues, and support enough people, then trust would naturally follow. But I eventually realized something. My team wasn't looking for perfection. They weren't looking for me to know everything. They were looking for consistency. Could they count on me? Would I follow through on what I said? Would I address issues fairly? Would I communicate openly? Would I show up the same way on hard days as I did on easy days? Those were the things that mattered, because trust is built when your words and your actions align, and trust is broken when they don't. Think about it. If a leader says, "My door is always open," but then gets defensive when staff brings concerns, trust erodes. If a leader says, "We're going to hold everyone accountable," but only addresses certain people, trust erodes. If a leader promises follow-up and never follows through, trust erodes. Not all at once, little by little. And that's what makes trust so powerful. And honestly, what makes it so fragile. Because people are always paying attention. Your team notices more than you think. They notice consistency. They notice fairness. They notice integrity. And they notice when those things are missing. One of the biggest leadership lessons I learned was this. Trust isn't built by being perfect. Trust is built by being predictable. Not predictable in a boring way, predictable in your character, predictable in your values, predictable in how you treat people. Your team should know what they're getting from you. They should know you'll listen. They should know you'll be fair. They should know you'll follow through. That creates psychological safety. And when people feel safe, everything changes. Communication improves, accountability improves, engagement improves. Because trust is the foundation that everything else sits on. That's why I always tell leaders, your team does not need a perfect leader. They need a consistent one. So if trust feels off on your team right now, I want you to ask yourself, am I showing up consistently? Do my actions match my words? Am I following through on what I say? Because when trust breaks down, that's usually where the gap is. And when trust grows, everything else becomes easier. A 5-star nurse leader understands that trust isn't demanded, it's earned. One interaction, one conversation, and one decision at a time. And if you're ready to build strong trust, stronger engagement, and a stronger team, DM me later. Let's work on that together. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Bye for now.